Hey, all this Gnosis, and this is more Brotato Abyssal Terrors DLC. And this is part 3, I think, and this is tier 4, which is Warrior. Stuff that we're now doing the final run. Final run, for the final like unlock, or at the least, so that. And of course, the game is still fun to play after that, still. But yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what we're getting 20 range from, because it says nowhere on this character that you're gaining range. Is that a range on the shotgun? No, what are we gaining range from? Because this does not give us range. Alright, the gun is giving us range. That was what is giving us range. There's a blue double barrel shotgun. You can get some free damage from that. There's another double barrel shotgun. Because sometimes you don't want to stop for certain things, and stuff that, Because remember early on when I really wanted to make like the whole double barrel shotgun work and stuff that, But then it just feels like very odd, like why aren't there more shotguns than use this shotgun and stuff that, right? Something they could use make ridiculous things instead of like use a double barrel shotgun, like triple barrel, like quadruple barrel, or even use like a pump action, or whatever, like. And now we couldn't even get the thing there. You can get more range there as well. Let's say get the blue one first, get this one, and then. Okay, we're getting out less luck with the thing. What's our attack speed? 20%, yeah. We want these basically to shoot like insanely fast and stuff that, We probably won't crit as well eventually. Stuff that. Yes, we won't range damage probably a lot as well. And of course, if we completely ignore its bonuses, for example, if we just ignore the whole thing, or like its reduced damage or whatever, right? Because we need to keep on up in the HP region and stuff that's on the armor as well. Because otherwise it's not going to be safe to run into enemies. Max HP. Double barreled. No. Yes. Because that is giving us a lot of what we want, right? Yeah. It is giving us the max HP. It's giving us some damage. It's giving us 1 armor. If this only had HP regen as well, that would be good. That is effectively a luck though. So now. Another double barrel shotgun. Yes. Even though that reduces the piercing damage. And that reduces. Yeah. I feel like that is just gonna get useful. Not 100% certain though if this build is going to work or not, we will see. Now the main problem is of course that if you would spend a bunch of time increasing your max HP, the HP regen and the armor and stuff that, then yeah, that would be some work to do. And you can lose armor also, at 9 armor currently though. So we need to be careful, right, to look like, okay, so that we don't get things that are reducing like armor and stuff that, Range damage, yes. Range damage, yes. Attack speed, yes. Double barrel shot bullet. XP gain. Armor losing just a little bit of speed. Oh, that's a good wheelbarrow. That's good. My cursed wheelbarrow already on wave 7. That's pretty decent because that's gonna boost up the harvesting. Not by a lot though, but still. We have 6 range damage. But it's not super great, and I think we're still doing like very little damage with this. Yeah, the damage percentage is also going to get very important, right? But you know, like because we did that mistake there during one of the waves, I feel like that we didn't take the damage percentage because I believe the damage percentage that did show up was pretty decent. Range damage. Just that you're harvesting and we lose 1 armor. Get that first. Lock this. Lock this. Black belt, yes. Okay. Yeah, so I would want to make sure that every shotgun is as quickly as possible. And probably, of course, is since we didn't focus on the shotguns during the first 2 waves completely, that we went for a few items as well, you know. That is always very risky to do, of course. We do have a decent amount of health, though, at this point, I feel like, you know. We have 9 armor. We have 39 max HP, and we got a 20 HP regen, which is 1.889 HP per second. And we could hope for a very early cursed barnacle and hope that it's cursed. Oh, that's gonna be really good. Oh man. Less range. Crown. Get that. Piggy bank as well. Actually, let's combine. Even though that's a bit scary to do, because now they're blue. They're blue-bodied Ida. Because we have 6 range damage, which isn't that great. It scales 85% though when it's blue. Because yeah, we do have a we do only have 1 scared sausage though, but yeah, but getting the crown this early is pretty decent. Of course, if the crown would have been cursed, for example, you say that would have only been like 16%. So yeah, so the harvesting increase at the end of each wave and stuff that, you know. And that's something that keeps on, because it's not until wave 20, if I'm correct, at least it doesn't tell you that in the base game and stuff that, right, you know. Maybe in certain mods it tells you, whatever, you know. Yeah, the tree is all the way over there, man. You silly tree, man. Why do you have to be all the way over there for? Let's do level ups. Max HP. Nah, you lose 1 HP regen. Oh, there's riposte. We need to have dodge with that. Luck, yes. There's the dodge. Yeah, because that would give us 6 max HP, 6% damage, 2 armor, 6% speed, right? Yeah, so armor should be 11. Yes. Shoot the monkey. Recycling and 3 stunning in 1 hit. With that boom boom boom, now we have 4 blue shotguns. Now we can get some kick for just 1% reduced damage. Attack speed is 45%, okay. It is not super good yet, but still. It's gonna get pretty insane eventually. Come on, get the chest. Nice. It are also a decent amount of materials. 1 out of scat sausage. Men då. No luck. There's the crit, but there's the dodge as well. Dodge. Yes. Should we stay on hit that? That. There's a treasure map. More trees. More harvesting, even though that's 1 less armor. More harvesting again, another. So damage percent is 94. What's our consumables? Our consumables are 0, but that means that it heals for like 1, I believe, if you have that. But we have some decent HP regen, of course. The other thing, you know, is we have seen damage percentage. I think we've only seen that once. Actually show up as the stat. So that's for the level up. This is of course if you, for example, happen to see a cursed barnacle, that would really help us with boosting up the stats quickly. Which would be very useful for us right now. So damage percent for that, yeah. But 81% damage, yeah, that's because, you know, yes, it does keep on adding, it doesn't like stop. Stuff that's, you know, so there's 30% damage. You always take that because the engineering then scales. And we don't have that much engineering yet. There's the armor and max thing. More lifesteal with that. Don't have any lifesteal though. We could get the plant, and we could get this, and we could get this for more HP regen and all that stuff. Because I mean, if we can combine having enough like lifesteal with also have like having like huge HP regen, So actually that move would technically mean actually that the way we would want to get damage on this character is you just focus on max health, you focus on regen, and you focus on armor pretty much, and maybe some lifesteal too. Because that would basically mean that we could get damage all the time, almost like every single second if we keep wandering into enemies. But I wonder if you have to stop taking damage or whatever, how it works. Or if it works every single second you're going through enemies, you know? Yeah, now we have 123% damage, 158% damage. Yeah, that's absolutely insane though. So that's what you're actually meant to do. You're actually just meant to like get like insanely tanky, and then you can use to laugh at everything. No. That is via luck. That's not worth it yet. Percent damage. Oh, that's very good, but that's reduced the damage by 50%, but that doesn't matter if we're tanky enough. I've still via that. Crit. Oh, there's the lucky charm though. Look at that. 52 luck, boom. Get that. So now we have more armor. Get more max HP. Get some lifesteal, boom. Get some HP regen, boom. There's a purple double barrel shotgun. More lifesteal. Yeah, so that scales now with 90% from that, and then also with the other thing. But of course, if we, for example, get it so that we don't even start with the negative, damage percentage. Like if we get our damage percentage up, right, so we don't even start with negative damage percent, then it will snowball even quicker, of course. Okay. I'm gonna need to check the time. Okay, good. Okay, more lifesteal. Yes. XP gain. 8% damage, so now 20% attack speed, boom. Right, we have the thing right that converts. Did we get that already though? Or am I remembering now? We did get this, but we haven't got the turns elemental damage into like we haven't gotten the elemental damage to gets turned into that thing yet. We haven't gotten that. The thing that converts like elemental damage into the other thing. Yeah, let's just get the snowball out of the way. There's another purple double barrel shotgun. Combine 2. There's the fairy. I mean, we wouldn't need to stay clear of tier 4 items with that. Because it's specifically only items that the fairy affects. So we will need to stay away from tier 4 items. We have 12 armor, which is not super spy or anything, but we have now 10 lifesteal and we have 5 HP regen. You'll see there's nothing else that is similar to like the shotgun except for maybe the blunderbuss. But even then, yes, the blunderbuss is like very, very powerful in comparison and stuff like that, you know, so. Okay, range damage. That's just free range damage. We get the fairy first. Yes. More riposte. No. This one, god damn it, it is so low damage though because we don't have any. I mean, we do have 10 in the melee damage, but it's affected also by like percentage damage, right? That's why it's so low, I think. So yeah, so the fairy doesn't give you any negative HP regen for now. And for every tier 1 item it is, that's what makes it stronger. But doing very little damage to bosses. But it's a bit to walk into the boss, but that's of course very dangerous to do. But now we can kill the boss. Kill the boss by walking into the boss, okay. Okay, melon key. Yeah, we're moving pretty slow, but that of course also means that if this couch so up and we get a bunch more armor and we make ourselves like really, really slow and stuff like that. But it also makes it so that we need to get more pickup range. We need to get the thing that just sucks in the things to us, you know, and that could be powerful. Even though, yes, we will lose out on some of the HP regen from that. Yeah, we cannot take that. But that's 2 plus out to 5% crit chance, but we don't have any crit chance, we have minus. Black Flag though, we take that. Even though that gives you more, 10% more enemies, 10% more enemy health, and 10% enemy damage. Attack speed. And elemental damage equals engineering. Now we go for engineering. We get that first. That is just good for us. That's case we are. So why doesn't it deal more damage than used? There's the lantern, which will be negative for us. So boom, so now we have 4. So oh, there's the blunderbuss. Yeah. Cooldown is reset when you pick a material. We lock the blunderbuss though. There it is. There's a 20% chance to explode for its melee damage on it. So yeah. I have gotten quite a bit of melee damage actually and stuff else, yeah, you know. But what is it? Does it say critical hits? Because I mean, like, because then we need to get something that really increases the crit by a lot. So we need to get something that increases the crit by a lot. That's what we need. We you know use like walking into enemies, you just get enough damage to use like fucking blast them all away. Okay. There's lots of materials here. Yes, we take that. Seminar dodge was useful. Melee damage, yes. Yeah. Take that. That's just a gray double barrel shotgun, but fine. Because the fairy works via every different item, by the way. Every different item you have. So yeah. And then it scales also the more rip and tears you have. And then it's affected by the melee damage, of course, obviously. So if you have a lot of melee damage, then it could be really good. But yeah, the good thing about being slower and not picking up things immediately, of course, the really cool thing is, for example, with the blunderbuss. If we, for example, get the thing that just instantly draws everything into us, the mirror thing, well, not the other, the mirror that gets broken or whatever, right? But the other mirror, the Seedles or something's mirror, or Seed's mirror or something. That I forgot exactly what it was called. But a mirror thing, for example, like it makes it just like 100% that it just picks up everything. Because of that, as soon as like the enemies drop them. So I forgot if it also sucks in the things from the trees. No, it doesn't suck in the consumables, but you know. That's 30 luck. Yes. No. Good chance. So let's combine one more into red. Small fish. Yes. Hold on. 10% attack range. Yes. More luck. Even though that's less HP regen. That's more luck. More dodge. That is scary. He is more scary to walk into. You have to think about also, okay, how much damage are you taking from the things you're walking into. Okay, very nice. But we go into endless probably because I really want to see how far or how powerful we can make this, you know. Like, will we just get everything to be a blunderbuss? Maybe. But that would also depend, because if you get an insane amount of attack speed, yes, then blunderbuss is insanely powerful as well. And of course, the more materials we can make it drop, like the more powerful the blunderbuss can get as well. There's another scare sausage. Don't take that. More armor. 2% damage. We don't have any. Oh my cursed lighthouse. Yeah, we get like -1 engineering for every structure you have, and that's gonna add a lot of damage. Except with weapons. Combine those two, boom, boom, boom. Interlailing, yes. Now in the burning. Activate 100% faster, yes. Combat support, yes. Yes. Yeah, because imagine, right, if we could start with just damage instead of it being -100. Imagine if it's just like 0 from the very start. Or if it's positive, then like it will go up that much faster. And that will just make the boss encounters that much safer. You see how... But so that's 9+ more than normal. And that's just from a very, very weak curse. That's just a fire curse. Making that a very weak roll. And of course, the higher your curse is, the higher the curse rolls. one item is going to be stuff that, you know. Yeah, we just love the double barrels. Okay, more XP gain. Nah. Dodge. XP region. Burning that. Yes. Our HP region goes down to 50 with that, because we got one thing with a feather, so that gives us -3. However, the Greek Fire is one of those infinite scaling things, because we do have a lot of burning damage specifically via the Scare Sausage, and we don't have a Curse Scare Sausage right now. We have 3 of them. But that also depends on the elemental damage. And I want to lock the hunting trophy. Let's we want that. So, and yes. Okay. Few vehicles does. Hopefully we don't lose like immediately now or anything. I need to think about that. We shouldn't go in, walk into the bosses. If we can, of course, obviously. See just how quick we are attacking. What's our attack speed? 110%. Okay. So Ripper Tear, by the way. Yeah, 20% to explode for 37 damage. So that's because of the melee damage we have so far. And that's only a 20% chance, so that will be 100% when you have 5 of them. So that it sadly does not make the effect stack several times, but for example, when you combine that, for example, with Repulse, so you have 2 of. Yeah, that's the chance to leave. Now it is 75 damage actually. It's a scaling. 100% chance. Right. And then more it's when you dodge an attack. So the dodge, we need to get the dodge probably up to 60% dodge. I don't know technically if there is an item that can bring your dodge over that. But then there's also, here's the thing, right, that even if the dodge maxes out at 60%, you can still get more dodge than that and benefit from the thing. What is it? It's not a reclamation shirt, right? It has with the dodge. I forgot, because there is an item, right, that like the more dodge you have, the more damage you get or something like that. Maybe it is the reclamation hoodie. It's pretty insane. There's gonna be a pretty insane amount here. Sadly, we haven't found that mirror yet and stuff that would be really, really good to get. Final Scare Sausage. It's the reclamation hoodie, man. Yeah. We lose some HP region, but we get 4% attack speed, 1% dodge. So this will be an insane dodge attack speed increase now. What's the attack speed? 94 into 202. % damage for every life steal, but that continues on stacking, right? Yeah. So lifesteal is now going to get really, really insanely good. And dodge, yes. Hunting trophy, ugly tooth. We don't want Tyler, sadly. We want that though. Another double barrel shotgun. Oh, don't take it away, Ghost though, don't do that mistake. Because then we will die immediately because of the damage of time effect that we're taking. Take the spyglass. More lifesteal. Lemonade, nice. combine those. And then we combine 2 purples, and now we have 3 red shotguns. So what's our life still? Our life still is 22%, yeah. It's 153% attack speed because of the fucking reclamation hoodie, and that was cursed also as well. 4% attack speed for every 1% dodge. So like, that will go even more, by the way, the more... What does that make the blunderbuss? Oh, the blunderbuss has a cooldown of only 1.46. So, right, so even if we get, like, if it gets the pro blunderbusses, that would also be good. I mean, that would definitely replace all the shotguns with the blunderbuss. Because the blunderbuss has an even higher scaling and stuff that way. What is it worse at? It has technically a little bit less piercing and stuff like that than the shotgun. And the attacks a lot slower than the shotgun, but it has more crit as well. And its damage is way higher. But this has the spread of the pellets, which the blunderbuss does not have. Yeah, the blunderbusses are pretty rare, but the blunderbusses don't have to be purple though, by the way. The blunderbuss can start out as a blue item and stuff like that, so yes, you know. How much armor? Well, okay. Why did I have that turn on? Thank you. Plus 1, then you're like, why is it so freaking dark there? You know. That's 126 damage percent for some reason. I don't think we walked into enemies that much here though. So you know. Yes, baby with a beard. That doesn't do that much damage, so. Attack speed. This is the thing that I think has a bugged interaction with it, because there was something that made it so that I kept getting negative every single time, because I think it's this one that ruins the HP regeneration. Like, even though it's 48 now, I feel like this effect here, the 1 plus HP regeneration, will instead give me the -3 at the end of the wave instead. Because of the fact that, yes, this is an item, but it says, for example, on the fair, it says that for every different tier 4 item you have, so if you get several of the magical leaf, it shouldn't have a negative effect, for example. But then I feel like because it's an ongoing effect that one HP regeneration that supposedly provides is actually give you a -3 each time it triggers. That's what I feel happens. There's another blunderbuss. Yes. Get that. Lemonade. Another penguin son. Who gets scope as well. For more range damage. Now we can melt them. Even though our damage is not that positive, it's still, you know. And maybe that's it, that we use 3 shotguns and 3 blunderbusses, you know. Stuff that, you know. That is weird, right? Because the only thing that is similar to the shotgun is the blunderbuss. There's only like 2 of those weapons in the game. But it feels like really odd unless there's something really like obvious that I'm missing, right? Because this is a double barrel shotgun, of course. Stuff that, like, there is no like pump action even and stuff that is like a bit, you know, odd. And then there's not like this is a double barrel shotgun, but there's not even like a sword of shotgun or anything, you know, and you know. Or there's another one of those that can be insane. That's 1 minus max P1 level, but that's +1 life still though. That could be really bad or really good. Yeah, elemental damage. Attack speed. be region though. I'm max HP at this point. And more double barrel shotguns though. I would want that really badly though. Lock. Man, I think that is worth it though, because that's 24% speed and then 70% dodge with that. Because this is gonna give me more lifesteal as well, of course. Things just explode. Then bullets going everywhere. But so we have 4 burn sausages. How much are we actually getting in damage while we have the sausages? We could start getting them pretty early also as well. So we have a 25% chance. Right, but that should probably be a 100% chance. But then it's 3 times 17 damage. So like, yeah. So 3 times 10 would be 30 damage, for example. And 3 times 20 would, of course, be 60 damage. So, you know. But then, of course, that's the case with elemental damage. So, you know. If we happen to find a frozen heart, that would be a big deal. For example. Because I forgot, right? Does it give you elemental damage on every single weapon? I think it does. But even though the damage scaling is only 10% via it. For example, we now have like, for example, with the blunderbuss, it's 125% via the range damage that we have, and 20% via the enemy. So that's, yeah. Which is why the lighthouse is bonkers, because we don't have a single structure. Which is why I've been snake. Yes. Except yes, even though that's more enemy health. Range damage. Yes. Reload. Purple cursed range though. So yeah, that makes the turret scale insanely. That's pretty fucking insane. Not gonna lie how insane that is, the range here. And that's only with 6 curse. But now we get elites again. We do need to be a little bit careful because they do a lot of damage, but of course you can see our weapons are just shredding through them. And I believe we are getting way more damage with the Rip and Tear than we think. Can we actually see the damage from something like Rip and Tear and Riposte? The Rip and Tear has so far dealt 12,071 damage. And can we check Riposte damage? Yeah, Riposte has dealt way less damage. Even though that's scaled 300% with melee damage. Yeah, and Riposte only scales 50% or so. Yeah, because, I mean, Riposte requires a dodge. And Rip and Tear just happens. I think that's what the bloody effect is, that's actually Rip and Tear actually triggering. So, alright. We shouldn't be having the blunderbuss. Because enemies have a 20% chance to explode, right? Okay, it's when they die, okay. It's when they die. But then what is the bleed effect that we're getting? The one that looks like it's a bleed thing. Because I was thinking that Ohm gave an on-hit effect if it happens every single time. So blunderbuss still dealt that damage. Look how much more damage our double barrel shotgun is doing. 11,000, 11,000, 12,000. The blunderbusses aren't worth it. We should have been getting rid of the blunderbusses. blunderbusses have not been worth it. We should have stick to use the double barrel shotguns. I mean, we could still recover, but maybe there is a different function that they're feeling. I can't think of a reason, right, that in any situation like, you know, we have 15 armor and we have 57% dodge, so you know. That's crazy to think about how slow the character was for a while. Yes. I knocked back 6 melee damage for 3% XP gain. Yes, even though that's more damage on enemies. 9% speed off from it. Oh, we could keep stacking that, but then we get 2% minus max HP when we level up. I'm gonna test to try and go for ooh. That's the second line I saw did it there. I'm just trying to get to maybe 2 so we can have a single red blunderbuss maybe, you know. Just, you know, until we find the double barrel shotguns again. Damage is getting pretty decent now. Did we pick up the whistle, by the way, before we found it? Yeah. I need to keep checking the ferry though. How much HP Rian have we lost via the ferry? We have minus 15, but we are plus 35 from the thing. So we always need to think about taking certain things. There's just the fact that you're spreading damage with shotguns that makes them really good, or there's more harvesting. With actually it's here. So 6% more damage. 4+ armor. Take the blunderbuss. Take this. Take this, take actually combine the blunderbusses. Hose. So the red blunderbuss is 139 damage. There's 121 cooldown. And I mean, it is good, of course, if you gain the ones of naval and stuff there, but then this doesn't have the curse scaling on the weapon by default, which is a bit weird. Just a double barrel shotgun. Let's just take the basic one. Another basic one. Lock the padding. Combine those. Yo. First hit by elemental damage, yes. We lock the ice cube as well. Just in case, you know. Because you never know, you know. And our attack speed is what? Attack speed is around 7, yeah, so that has kept increasing from the Reclamation's hoodie, right? Yeah, or Retromation's hoodie is what it's called. So yeah, so every 1% dodge. So yeah, so we gain 220 plus attack speed because it's 4 dodge, because that's used from the little curse it had. It's absolutely insane. That makes it so that the shotgun is 0.26 cooldown, Of course, that's not as fast as, for example, something like the minigun attacks. Imagine that. I wonder if that's even possible, right? Or is there a maximum to the attack speed and stuff like that? Because otherwise, if it can just go like minigun speed on the shotgun, then that means that even if enemy spawns, but unless enemy spawns on top of you, there's no way you're going to quote-unquote die. Unless, of course, you just get hit by bullets and the bullets just insta-shots you. But I feel like, right, the bullets are doing way more damage than they quote-unquote should. Like, I always feel like the bullets should scale slower and stuff like that, you know, because it's really fast thing, like, what killed you in this, like, endless round, just a single bullet or whatever, you know, and stuff like that, you know. Left still an HP regen, more armor, max HP. And range damage, life steal. There's the tardigrade. Yes. Healing tongue is insane, by the way. Yes. 1 max HP per permanent 1 armor we have. 21 armor. Good. Now the stone skin is worth taking, actually. Yeah, we lost the tardigrade immediately there, of course. But of course, if you can gain an insane amount of tardigrades, then it's like really good. You know, just get 1 million of them, or you just get 69 of them, you know, nice. I thought, does armor have a cap to it? Because why wouldn't you want to get like 999 armor, you know, and stuff that, you know? I mean, of course, I know that there isn't really an easy way to use gain a shit ton of armor. Unless we get something like, if we get, for example, something like, if we get an axolotl that would swap like attack speed with like armor, for example, and you have 235% attack speed, and that would equal 335 armor, then we would be left with 21 attack. Increase attack speed, you know, of course. You know, that's why the axolotl can be very powerful, because I had the axolotl once switch, so I thought it was damage percentage with like speed and stuff that, and then I was able to get to run insane amount of speed. We got that. That's max HP and HP regen. No. I mean, that would give us a bit less, but it was going to give us more in total, yes. It does. Max HP, stone skin, a battle shotgun, alien tongue. Yes. Yes, attack speed. Then you lose attack speed every 1 second, or bonus to stop on taking damage, yeah. I mean, that's actually worthless then. Recycle the blunderbuss and get this. I combine those two, boom boom boom. They search the purple one. Now I get the cyber ball. Explosion damage, yes. Lock that, because that's going to give us more HP. Yes, that's going to be bad. Even though it makes projectile bounce, which is actually very funny. Yeah, our attack speed is pretty decent. See, it's still the same attack speed from this. This has more piercing. Yeah, but we're losing a lot of damage from not having the maximum amount of items and stuff that, you know, so, you know. Yeah, maybe the blunderbuss was just helping way more than we thought. Or maybe it's just because we were at point 28, so, you know. Because with a lot of dodge chance, of course, we can dodge a lot of stuff. You know. It's kind of like we're wearing mist-style and stuff that, you know. Yeah, we will probably do one more part, depending on, of course, how long we go into the endless, you know. Because right now, at least from the look of things, because we have 21 armor, It looks like there's no chance that we will die, really. Oh, we can get more of these. Even though that reduces our range by a lot. Max speed. Dodge. Harvesting, double barrel shotgun. That. There's a treasure map. Don't want that though, because that is really bad. Even though that is like, for example, that is 7.22 HP per second, but so of course it's better than the 5 HP per second. But yeah, we'll look at that. So see how it was nullified immediately there and stuff like that. But yeah, now we have 64 there. For example, like every time we get dodge, for example, even though 60% is the maximum dodge, we will still get more attack speed. We have the retro formation studio or retromation studio, whatever you call it. We just call it the t-shirt, the red shirt, or the red shirt, or whatever. So just coming here, man. And of course, not a single one of the shotguns, by the way, are cursed. So, you know, that is something we are at 90 curse. Even though we don't have a single cursed weapon, you know, that's, you know, it's actually pretty funny, actually. Not a single fish hook in sight. I mean, who needs fish hooks when we have shotguns? But we only have one rip and tear so far, as well. Because yes, because the rip. Wow, that's silver bullet, very, very nice. That percent damage, nice. That's a cursed one. That's only a +1 curse though. It's doubled. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that's a cursed max jelly. Yeah, that's a weak one though. Explosion damage, yes. As much as they do, just combine these two. Even though that's... Okay, so we have 3+ curse from that. You know... Unlike you, I have no name. Unlike you, I find shotguns everywhere. Which wave is this? This is wave 30, yeah, okay. Oh, wave 30 so hard, much wow. Dead. And there we go. But then more speed is useful because we don't have that thing to how to pick up everything. Because the more curse we have, of course, the more cursed enemies, and more cursed enemies, the more materials we have the black flag. You know, isn't that nice? Yo, first spicy sauce, and more dodge when standing still. Yes. Get more crit, so we can get positive crit. Yes, we don't have that yet. And that's negative though, that's negative HPV and that. Though that gives you some armor. Still want that though. Okay. And then can get a curse down well as well. Anyway, I see you all in the next part.